Good morning. Dirty Dan, you are in a spot by yourself this morning.
I am.
We did the whole thing. We did the whole thing.
That looks awesome. I see she finally kicked your ass out.
No, I kicked myself out.
Yeah, she left.
So you are in the what have you named the She Shed recording studio that you're in?
It has several names. It's the Short Shit Show She Shack, the Flocker Hut, the Flocking Short Farms headquarters, the Shack, the Flamingo Stand. I don't know what you want to call it. It's my space.
Those are awesome names. Dirty Dan, where are you at? It looks like you're in a garage.
We don't have a garage.
So, are you in the barbecue pit, Dirty Dan? Or are you in a secret location?
I'm in a secret location next to the barbecue pit.
Oh, okay. Got you. Well, guys, we'll give some people a little bit time to join in here. I'm pumped and ready to go this morning. We had a great show last week. We had several people reach out to me like through Messenger and so forth on Facebook talking about how they love the show, that we sounded refreshed, that we need to have my mom on every so often. And I think I will in a few weeks. I'm going to come up with a name of some kind to see how my mom does. And I want your guys' opinion on this before we start recording back here. What I was thinking about doing for my mom the next time she's on, to do a game, and I was going to take actual movie clips or sound bites and porno sound bites. And I was going to have her guess which one was a porno and which one was a real movie. What did you guys think about that?
I think that's a terrible idea.
I think it's fantastic.
See, now I tend to raise my hand with Dirty Dan. I think it's a fantastic idea.
See, because like you can get some really, really cringy sound bites from movies, and then
Exactly.
like really basic, literally would never guess like just small talk lines from.
Right. Well, and I actually talked to her. I talked to her after the show, and then I saw her on Tuesday, and I told her, that we got some listeners was like, "Oh, I love your mom on the show. You need to check in with her every so often. It's been too long." And she's like, "Well, I really had a lot of fun. I really appreciate you guys having me on." I'm like, "Well, we'll definitely have you back on again." And I didn't tell her what we were going to do next time, but I may, when I bring her on next time, I'll be like, "Hey, Dirty Dan come up with an idea for a game, Mom. I'm going to play some clips." And then
Throw me under the bus. I don't care.
No, I'm giving you a hard time. I'm going to go ahead and hit record back here, mute the microphones, and we will get the show started.
I have come here to chew bubblegum.
You're listening to Hear the Chew Bubblegum, recorded from a secret location in the city that moves mountains.
Greetings.
I've come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
What's up, flockers?
Good morning, everyone. Episode 80 today is, what is today? May the 15th. So we're halfway through the month of May, and man, this month has flown by.
It has. 100%.
Especially since I'm just stuck here in jail.
Yeah. Now,
jail, Dirty Dan.
For those of you listening to the podcast show only, Dirty Dan and the Queen have been recording the show from the same room.
We've parted ways again.
She has kicked him out. She has her own studio space. And Dirty Dan, he doesn't even have any posters or anything hung up. And he don't want to tell us where he's at. He said it's a secret location near the barbecue pit.
So I just want to make this clear. I did not kick DirtyDan out. I left on my own free will and volition.
Because DirtyDan helped her get a lot of shit and get a lot of shit done, and then bought a very expensive key piece to that.
Yeah, he did. He did. He got me my short shit show She-Shack welcoming gift. He bought me an air conditioner, so I have AC out here.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Well, I thought about turning the AC on when I came in the studio this morning, and I thought, no, it's not too bad in here.
Well, with the system and everything being out here, it gets hot.
I can imagine.
And I didn't want it to fry, so.
I can imagine. What have you guys been up to this week?
Well, I don't know if you heard, but we had a little bit of a sad day here on Short Farms. Our flock of chickens got attacked, we think, by a coyote. We lost 13 of them. So I have 4 chickens left. Cash is still up for adoption. So if anybody wants a husky wolf mix, please contact me. He's a great dog. He's just not cut out for farm life.
I did hear about the coyote attacks, and I'm sorry about that. What?
DirtyDan won a new addition to his cooking arsenal.
He did. Tell him why you won it, DirtyDan.
So we had a competition. I was tasked with selling some old unnecessary space taking up items at work, and did that. And then my boss went and took the money and went out and bought a Blackstone, big 36-inch Blackstone and a hardtop cover, and a cleaning kit and seasoning kit and care kit, and all that, and came back and said, we're going to have a competition amongst all of us. And it was fun because I feel like, if anything, I did less than I normally do because I was helping everybody else try and ramp up for this competition and how to get the stars or points for it. And I still came out on top. Didn't change a damn thing. Like I said, I might have done a little less than what I normally do because I wanted to see everybody else succeed and get driven for it. And I wound up.
You're modest.
No, I'm serious. I did, and yeah, he said that in the meeting. It made me feel good because like I do want to pass everything I know on. It's not DirtyDan. Not DirtyDan for this one. Thank you. But and everybody said from the get-go that they'd benefit the most if I won anyway because I do the cooking for us at work. So
well,
but it's the first thing I won.
Congratulations, DirtyDan. My hat is off to you, sir.
It looks
well, before we dive into the listener email, and this story, I have not shared this story with you guys. About 4 months ago, I stumbled across a TikTok from a guy named Johnny Goble from Paintsville, Kentucky. Now, that's about 35 minutes from where I'm at. And some of his videos were normal. Some of his videos were insane. And he evidently has been locked in to an online feud with country recording artist Ryan Upchurch. All right. So they have went back and forth making videos, just talking about each other, putting each other down. I don't know how this started. I traced it back to like maybe 6 months ago. The guy from Paintsville, Johnny, and Ryan Upchurch, and I'm sure you guys are familiar with some of his music, right?
I'm pretty sure the feud started after a Corbin, Kentucky issue with one of our own shows.
Okay, so you are familiar with the two. Okay, yeah. Well, yesterday or Friday night, we had something transpire. Johnny Goble has been more or less telling Ryan Upchurch to come up to Paintsville, Kentucky, and he'll whoop his ass. Guess what Ryan Upchurch did Friday? He drove from Nashville to Paintsville, Kentucky, and he was at, I think, like a gym or a gas station. He was there for quite a long time, and there's videos on Ryan's Instagram of him signing autographs, at least for a half hour for people. Johnny Goble drives by, yells something out the window, and but he doesn't stop. So you have a keyboard warrior have his chance to face his nemesis, and he chickens out.
I would just like to say, it took me a while to come around to Upchurch's music, but I'm just a fan of Upchurch in general.
Well,
he is probably one of the most straight shooting, don't care who it is, some bitches out there.
From the video that he posted on Facebook, he seemed like, or Instagram, he seemed like a hell of a guy. I mean, to drive himself, that's at least probably 4 hours, a 4-hour drive. And he signed autographs for, at least half an hour. And what was so funny, though, in the video is you can see the Johnny Goble guy drive by and he yells something. And it was just insane. And if anybody's watching or listening, there's a lot of YouTube videos. Just search Johnny, I think Dagburn Goble is how it's listed. But, my hat's off to Ryan Upchurch, stand-up guy to face a keyboard warrior head on. He had his chance and he pussed out. So,
oh yeah, right. Upchurch is the new and improved Honey Badger because Upchurch don't give a fuck.
Well, we'll start out with some listener email.
Well, hey, I just wanted to pass along one tidbit of information since we did talk about our chickens. Had another slight bad bird experience. I just wanted to let you know, Goose, that my obese parrot died last night.
Oh,
it's okay.
So sad.
It's a huge weight off my shoulder now.
And on that note, Goose, you want to take us off with our first email?
Yeah, our first email is from Dixon09. Hello, guys. Glad that you're back live every Sunday. I love last week's show and love the best of shows that you put together when you were on break. Congratulations on the demo. I'm glad to see the question of the week return. Until next time, Roswell, my friends. And we will have some question of the week responses coming up in segment 3, as well as a new question of the week that will be provided by Rebecca. And the next email is Rebecca's.
Surprise, motherfucker.
It's my turn for a question this week.
Yes. Don't you remember when we went off last week? After we ended the live, we talked a little bit. And I'm like, hey, next week I'll let you do a question of the week. And then
she wrote it down in your planner.
Yeah, you
do. Look, I don't even have drawers in my desk yet, Goose. I don't know where my planner is. I couldn't find my book yesterday either. It's been a shit show. All right, this is from
your planner sitting
9.
on top of our bed on one of your other drawers.
Listen, by the end of the episode, I will have a question. All right.
Yeah.
Don't fret. This is from Planet 9. UFOs are actually Watcher's angels of Agartha. Their king is Rama, Allah, and is it Elohim? How do you say that?
Elohim. Yeah.
Elohim? I don't think that's right.
Elohim.
I don't know. Because I know I'm going to say it wrong. It doesn't matter. Anyway, that who holds Destiny's tablets. They are in every culture. I saw them. They are real. I know the truth now that God is real and Darwinism is a lie. You can doubt what I say. I beg you all to look at the sky for answers. So I agree with some of that. Mm-hmm. And I think that we get into these arguments where we're arguing. We're all talking about the same thing. I call it one thing and I call it something else. And that's where the divide is happening. I do agree with there are angels and watchers, and I do agree with the Destiny's tablets and how it's throughout every culture, because if you look into the monomyth and if you look into all of the ancient architecture and buildings and their testimonies of stories, again, they're all talking about the same thing consistently. So I do agree with that, but I think that UFOs are definitely, same with shooting stars. If the stars don't move and they're not rocks falling in the atmosphere. They're actually portals, because if you look at a star through a telescope, it looks like water, right? Like it looks like you're looking through water. And the stars don't move. So I think that UFOs and shooting stars are one and the same, and it's just other entities from different dimensions and other realms flying through.
Well, it's interesting that you said portals, because I actually have two stories. Things to discuss. One of them is portals. So, love that. How we're on the same wavelength there. Did anyone? I didn't have a chance. They were supposed to have like a debriefing again in Congress over the UAP task force. I've not had a chance to read what was said. Did either one of you guys catch that?
So I actually caught an article about that. And it is
Hello.
It is blatantly disrespectful compared to the report that was released in June.
Okay. See, it's been so busy at the factory this week, I've not had a chance to check it out.
It is pitiful. It is disappointing. It's actually like angering to read about it, because I know now DirtyDan's going to go on a little short rant here.
Yeah, please.
We have successfully wasted $14.1 billion on this program so far, between salaries, and all they can say is that they won't acknowledge a single or visual observation on what shapes they are, and that the only thing it solidifies is the secrecy behind what UAPs actually are. And until they can give a definite answer of why simply a shape of a vehicle is a threat to national security, they won't tell the national public.
Right. Do you think there's any chance that they may?
No, because they all got their fucking thumbs up their asses spending $40 billion to a country that don't fucking need it, because they're doing sketchy shit. We can't even get fucking baby formula on our shelves over here. And they're blowing out on this shit to say, well, until we can figure out the shape of the vehicle and why it's a national threat, we're not going to tell you.
Well, you touched on something there, and that enrages me as an American citizen, that we're giving $40 billion to Ukraine when we have people here that could benefit from that. We have homeless veterans that could benefit from that. We have homeless people. We have people that are truly trying to make ends meet, working multiple jobs, that can't get ahead. We could spend that money a better way.
I got one of the nicest, kindest guys at work who can't get fucking formula for his 1-month-old baby now.
We've had that problem back here as well. There's a second. Go ahead, Rebecca.
I was gonna say, I have a recipe. I think I posted it in my Telegram somewhere. I can't remember, but there's a way to make baby formula. There's a recipe for it. Like you can get the ingredients and you can make baby formula. So there is a way to do it. If anybody is out there struggling, I'm sure it's not easy, but it will work. And it's honestly probably better than the shit that's on the shelves, right? Because you know what's going into it. You know that you're the one making it. So there are options. I know that there are also options within like the community of new mothers too. There are other mothers that will pump and have a surplus of milk that will give it to other mothers.
Yeah. And I have read stories and saw like messages and stuff of people, donating their milk and so forth. Can you click on Beautifully Calm's comment there?
This one?
Yes. And then the one below it too, because what if a lot of that money is laundered or funneled out? It's how to build more outside what we know to currently exist. And I totally agree with that. And then our second comment says, not all of that money but it's a thought for me, and it's and it's the same thought that I'm having. But it just enrages you when you see the price of gas in this country, and we're sending all that money overseas. Now, there's been some like stock market analysts and all that. They are predicting that it's a great possibility we could have a repeat of the 1929 stock market crash.
So we're already worse off than 2008.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people that don't realize that yet. And, I am glad that we live where we live at in the state we live in, because we know how to grow shit. We know how to hunt. We know how to fish. We can take care of our friends and friends and family.
So, got a message from the company I work for that came out yesterday. It said, "Dear fleet customers, due to historically low supply, diesel availability in the eastern U.S. market is currently limited. Drivers could start to see the effects of these supply issues in coming days. We have operations experiencing temporary intermittent diesel outages. We expect the below states to be impacted by the most by these supply shortages. It is every state east of the Mississippi. Every
and
state.
There's no reason for this right now. I mean, there is no reason for them to be as high as
a pipeline that would have been done and up and going by now.
Wow. And Beautifully Calm just read that the IRS destroyed 30 million tax returns. That's, wow. Dirty Dan will let you take the next email. We will get it. I've made myself sad and depressed talking about the state of the world. So we have a really good email to lift my spirits and bring me back into it.
Excuse me. All right.
You're excused.
So I think everybody will know who this email's from just by the first two words. Hello, gang.
Boland's back.
Yes, he is.
Let me first say welcome back. If episode 79 proved nothing else, it proved that we all need Here to Chew Bubblegum on a regular basis. Last Sunday, the entire trail was rejuvenated and rejoiced when you guys officially surged back onto the scene. Congratulations on being selected by XM for a demo, and I have no doubt that this time next year, HTCBG's ear candy will be soaring all across the waves of that very station. Well, it's been busy out here on the trail, folks. Times are hard, and it doesn't look like it's about to let up anytime soon. The good news is we all know we have the intestinal fortitude to weather this storm. Just think of what all we've survived thus far. Nothing is going to stop us. Although, at times, it sure feels like there's no way over the hill. But we as a collective mass are too strong to be led backwards. We must continue to be vigilant and be mindful to not be divided by the dunces. That's really it, gang. That's all any of us have for everyone this week here from the trail. Despite the times we are living through, we continue to be vigilant. We continue to strive for that spiritual greatness, and we will survive whatever comes down our path. We will endure because of people like Goose, DirtyDan, and Queen Rebecca. You guys are the new freedom fighters. Hope continuously comes to us because there's still people like you and Mother Goose and Mama Flocker in the world. Simply put, just good people. You guys are more than freedom fighters. You, my friends, are incorporeal leaders. It's because of you we will prevail. So before I end this week, I will answer the question of the week. I think steps are already in motion and lines have already been drawn for events that will alter our day-to-day lives. Will it play out in the next 6 months? Only time will tell. The real question is, are we ready for the event horizon? I'll leave it to you, gang, to interpret my answer. Again, the clan and I are so thankful you guys are back, and we will have more news from the trail soon. Until then, Roswell, Bolin Cox. P.S. Strength and growth come only from continuous effort and struggle.
Great job, Bo. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you very much for sending that email in. And we should probably wait, but I'm going to go ahead and ask you guys. I'm just going to go ahead and get this out of the way now and ask you guys, where do you think we'll be at 6 months from now? This is, in regards to the question of the week that we'll be talking about later on and reading some responses from. Rebecca, we'll start with you. 6 months from now.
Didn't I already answer this last week?
Yes, but you've had a week to think about it and see new world events come into play. Has your opinion changed? Is it different? Is it more real? Is it,
Well,
has
then
anything changed?
I follow up your question with what did I say last week?
I would have to listen to the playback.
show, you'd know.
It was something profound. I know that.
Oh, yeah, it was definitely profound. It was definitely profound.
I think that the events over the next six months are going to get worse. I think that they are going to get, and by they I mean the elites, the controlling parties, those that want to push the new world order, that want to keep us in servitude. I think that you're going to see that get incredibly desperate, just like what's happening right now with the baby formula. Oh, were we getting too united on one thing, and now you had to cause more divide, just like with the Roe versus Wade stuff and the abortion thing. Right now, everybody's all up in arms again. We were getting close, right? So I think that that's really important. I think that we need to concentrate on really coming together despite differences of opinions and certain situations, and being able to pull together as a collective and agree to disagree on certain things. And, it's some of that stuff is none of anybody's fucking business, honestly, And I feel like over the next 6 months, you're going to see another wave of awakening. You're going to see another wave of people that are having these moments of turning points in their life where they're switching their viewpoint, where they're fully understanding what's happening.
Great answer. Dirty Dan?
So before I answer, I have one question, because if it is true, if I really did what I did see on 2 different sites, and disclaimer, I have the CNN News app because I like to have a good laugh every now and then when I'm feeling down. But CNN and NBC, or Fox, I think it was Fox, there was a headline that said the U.S. Marshals have detained someone. And that someone has been very quiet recently. And
is it Nancy?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
I saw that at the beginning of the week. I saved it on CNN, started to research into it, and found some things that it seemed to be true. And now everything about it's gone. So I want to know why they're fucking with us and letting that out there. I'm sure it'll play out like Hunter Biden's laptop not being real and then being real. Anyway, to answer the question, and thanks to my daughter being obsessed with it, I see a Wall-E type scenario in our future.
A Wall-E type scenario.
The movie Wall-E?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. I know exactly.
Space doesn't exist, so.
Well,
we're not going to get into that because you are outnumbered here with that one. So
6. Go ahead, Dirty Dan. Continue.
I've been following this whole Russia, Ukraine, U.S., NATO, China over here doing a lot of sketchy shit that no one's talking about right now. That's not going to turn out good.
Like bordering up apartment complexes.
Not just that, but I'm more talking nuclear arms. There's a lot of stuff that's being dismissed or not actually brought to attention, and I had a great chat with my best friend the other day who re-upped because of a incentive again, and he's going to be deployed for about 9 months coming up soon, and they're telling him shit's getting ready to hit the fan real bad.
Well, there was a video that it was one of those instances that I was watching on TikTok. I know I've been talking a lot about TikTok lately, so you can see where I spend most of my time. But I mean, if you want to laugh, if you want stuff that's real, if you want stuff that's fabricated, whatever you want, you can find it on TikTok. But anyway, on this video, I was watching it and then I fat fingered and skipped ahead and wasn't able to find it again. But it was filmed in Canada, and there was video of them moving they had a bunch of heavy equipment. They were moving gravels out of this secret base or cave. And then there was a lot of military vehicles going in. There was tractor trailers on the road bringing stuff in. And I wish I had found that. I would like to have, researched that a little bit more, but I wasn't able to. 6 months from now, if the rubber band has not broke and, we're standing up for ourselves physically versus over the internet, that will really shock me, because you can pull a rubber band back so far and eventually it's going to break and it's going to be useless. And I'm comparing that to the hold that the media
and it's fucking hurt.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But it's not going to hurt us. So, but, that's my thoughts. Real quick, before we give our contact info, what is up with your boy Elon? He put out the cryptic message that I think we talked about last week, saying that if something happens to me, please know I did not kill myself. He pulls out of buying Twitter. What's going on?
He's not scared.
I think he's scared.
Well,
I think he's Johnny Goble scared.
I'm scared for his life, possibly, but he. Well, we're not going to talk about this right now.
Why?
We will.
You are speechless. No, when you actually started the story, what brought that up? When you started the story about the marshals taking someone in custody, I was waiting for you to say Elon.
No.
Okay.
No. Well,
we're not going to discuss this right now.
We'll circle back to this next week when I can have clips for you and
Gotcha.
and everything ready.
Okay. I want to thank everyone for reading the email and contacting us, for sending the email. I want to thank us for reading it. We're the guys that read it. Dirty Dan. I lost my train of thought. Dirty Dan.
We were going to give contact information.
Scribble my mind. Yes. You can always call.
Did you get the Neuralink done?
The what done?
The Neuralink?
Not yet, but we'll talk about that next week when I get some video clips.
There you go.
You can always call, text, or leave a voicemail by calling 606-373-3396. That's 606-373-3396.
I suppose they could email into us also.
Yes, they can.
And you can do that by emailing Goose at HereToChewBubblegum.com, DirtyDan at HereToChewBubblegum.com, or Rebecca at HereToChewBubblegum.com. You can always email into the show, Ned or Elliot at HereToChewBubblegum@yahoo.com.
So moving on to segment 1, and we have Rebecca up first. I don't think you wrote that in your planner because you didn't see it until Friday.
Until 5 minutes before we started the show.
There you go.
Oh, well, you actually had it on Friday. And the week before, I think it was like Wednesday or Thursday when I seen it.
I do believe it was Thursday.
So here's a story that I want to talk about because I did a TikTok on it. It's not really a story. It's just a theory that I have.
Right.
So we can do that. We can do Rebecca theories. So you know how they've been dropping the chemtrails, right? And the chemtrails are different than the contrails. Okay, so I pay the fuck attention to these. And I made a video on this. So it's on my TikTok. If you want to go watch it and leave your comments or your hate or whatever the fuck you want to do, that's fine. So the patterns have changed with the chemtrails. And there has also been an abundance of growth. Okay, like our hay fields should not be this tall right now. I don't know if they're going to make it to the end of June when they're supposed to be cut. The dandelions have been everywhere. I have flockers that have been saying like shit that hasn't grown in their yard in 3 years is starting to bloom. There's different plants, like everything just sprung up really quickly, right? So coupled with the plant fires that are happening, right? Like the production plants that are burning up, right, and the food shortages, because it's a food shortage of shitty food, right? Like it's the shitty food that's the shortage. So And the chemtrails are changing. And the other thing that I noticed, they're not in front of the sun anymore. And they're also running the chemtrails at night now. So my theory is maybe, right? Maybe it's not the poison that they're dropping in the sky anymore, and it's actually therapies that they're dropping in the sky to help reverse all of the damage and get the pH balance back to neutral with Gaia.
Well, that's a very interesting theory. As you were telling that, I had a thought come to mind. What if there is two, and I'm being totally serious, and just hear me out. What if you've got two? You've got good chemtrails, you've got bad chemtrails. People behind the scenes that we don't know about that are putting out the bad stuff, and then you've got these other guys putting out the good stuff. And these are people behind the scenes that we don't know exist, we've never heard about, and so forth. What's your thoughts on that?
I think it's possible. The fact that they're running at night now, right? So like they're not blocking the sun anymore.
Right.
And the fact that they're running at night, and like the abundance of growth that has happened over the last month, like this is a recent change, like real recent. And I mean, maybe, right? Maybe.
DirtyDan, what's your thoughts on that?
I think it's been all part of the plan along with this BS pandemic. For population control, I've been saying for a while now that, shit's been bad on the earth because we are a higher alkaline, like the population versus pH balance. Everything got out of sync when we passed over that neutral spot. And then, suddenly there's the deadliest pandemic ever that really isn't deadly at all because it's the fucking common cold. And they're trying to do their motive with that bullshit there. And I mean, not to mention that Bill Gates is the largest landowner in the U.S. now, so they have to reverse the shit because they're killing all of his land he spent all this money to buy.
So Bill Gates is the largest property owner in the United States.
Yes.
I was not aware of that. I was still thinking that it was McDonald's.
No.
I had no clue.
Bill Gates surpassed them by 2,000 and something acres.
Okay.
And or whoever's playing Bill Gates. And what is it?
Are you talking about the Bill Gates with breast implants or without breast implants?
That's what I said, or whoever's playing Bill Gates.
Right.
And I think they're just still trying to continue with the plan because they can't keep doing obvious shit that was part of a plan of several months ago when it's already on to a new phase, because then they will get noticed. Right. So I think they're just continuing on with whatever they had planned out to try and, they're adding chlorine tablets to the pool right now to try and make the water right, and it's not going to work. No, and you're totally right there. Did you guys see the alleged picture from Mars that showed a door, what appeared to be a door in a rock cliff that some people have identified as a portal to Mars? The one with the shadow over it, where like they have it zoomed in and circled?
Yeah, but this one was like inside. I mean, there was a rock cliff, and then they had it circled and so forth. Did you two happen to see that? Okay.
I would like to, though. Do you have it?
It is a fascinating picture. Yeah, let me look it up real quick and text it to you. Tell us your thoughts on that, DirtyDan.
Well, if you're just pulling it up, what are you typing in? Mars door picture?
Yeah, just type that up.
She'll screen share it.
So, but
oh yeah, okay. Here we go.
What did you think when you saw that, DirtyDan?
I'll wait till the picture comes up, because then you'll understand where my thought process with this.
Okay, that one right there. That was released earlier this week, as I think maybe Tuesday, Wednesday.
Tell me that's not the fucking sound set or sound stage from The Mask of Zorro.
Okay, now some people have claimed that is an actual picture from Mars, but it is a real, rock cliff from Mars, but it is so zoomed in on that it makes it appear that way, that it's actually just a crack like a natural crack in the rock. If the picture was real, it was like a crevice, a very tiny crevice that they constantly zoomed in on to make it appear to be a doorway. Now, some people think that it is a portal, and that got me thinking. If it is a portal, and you guys please add to my list. I mean, because honestly, I think the pic's kind of fascinating. I don't really see. Even if you zoomed in on it 1,000 times, I don't think you could get it to look like it looks if it's actually a natural crevice formation. I could be wrong, but some possible portal locations: the Giza pyramids. Do y'all agree with that?
I don't. I still think it looks like the damn soundstage from the Mask of Zorro.
And it could be. It definitely could be. So you don't think there could be a portal to Mars from at the Giza pyramids?
Oh, I'm not saying that. I just don't believe this picture is from Mars whatsoever.
Rebecca?
I don't think that the Giza pyramids are portals so much as they are on a certain energy grid and in line with the ley lines, because the Giza pyramids are the ascension machine and how they were getting free energy. So I don't know if they were necessarily used for portals at that time. Like, it could be on, but I don't think the pyramids were necessarily portals. I think that was for free energy, the way that it's built and set up and what it's in line with.
Yeah, they were hydrogen reactors.
I don't disagree that there is a portal to Mars somewhere, being that Mars is another land outside of our bubble.
Now, before I go on this list, there was also a photo from Mars where this latest rover crashed down, and the trash debris that we left is, we should be ashamed of ourselves as humans to go to another planet, if we've actually went there, and leave that trash. Why they put that picture out, I have no clue.
To be fair, we've absolutely trashed the ever-living fuck out of this planet, and they want to make Mars a second home. So why not treat the second planet as home already?
Well, I mean, all right. But if you were legitly going to do a project and send a rover to Mars, and it did crash down and make a mess, would you post a picture of that? I would not. I would not post that.
I mean, it's a bitch when the wind blows in the Hollywood soundstage set, and trash comes flying in.
Well, I mean, that's like taking a picture of dog shit. Would you text that to somebody? No. I mean, that's that just totally irritated me. But Rebecca said ley lines. There is, and you can do some research, a secret underground laboratory in the New Mexico desert that people claim in one area of this secret desert, there is a lab that is 1/2 mile long, and they fly drones in this lab. It's big enough underground for them to fly drones, and they fly drones into portals, and they're studying these. That they say it was, they discovered it this way, and the portal was already there. They made a lab. The drones do come back out of the portals, and they're allegedly viewing the footage and so forth and trying to figure out what would happen if a human walked through that portal.
I got a
that is another place. What was that, Dirty Dan?
I said, I got a couple nominees I'd like to send through there as test subjects.
But, and that is another place that people claim portals exist. The last one on my list, Antarctica. So we've talked about Antarctica before. We'll be doing an Antarctica special again. You know, there was even in the, I can't remember how many years ago it was, but NASA did capture a anomaly that they can't explain when they did like a, you know, photo from outer space of Antarctica. And it's something to do with the magnetic pull and all that, but they don't know what it is, why it's there, but there could be a portal there. What's your guys' thoughts on that?
Yes.
Dirty Dan? You're just shaking your head, yes?
I think it's a pretty
we're doing a
general-
podcast. We can't see you. The listeners can't see you. Shake your
They
head.
cannot
If they-
hear your rocks rattling because you got your headphones on.
If they listen carefully, they'll hear it. There's definitely a portal in Antarctica. There's probably several portals down there. And remember, I did a story at the end of summer about they thought all this stuff was coming in at Antarctica, and it's actually coming out of Antarctica.
Yeah.
So yeah, clearly there's something there.
Would you guys add anything to the list? I mean, that's a short list, three places: the Giza Pyramids, the New York Desert, New Mexico Desert Secret Lab, and Antarctica. Is there any place off the top of your head that if portals, you know, on Earth could transport you to Mars, where they may be?
Colorado and Dayton, Ohio.
Iraq.
I definitely think Dayton, Ohio. Iraq, that's a very strong possibility because you can find a lot of literature on there going back to why we were in the Gulf War, you know.
Why 9/11 happened. That happened because the Iraq War happened for Stargate portals.
Yes. Why did you say Colorado, Dirty Dan?
Because Dayton, Ohio, a specific area points directly to Denver.
Okay. Gotcha. Denver International Airport. Gotcha. So a recent story. Could this prove time travel exists? There's a lady named Carol Hoover from New York who recently went out to check her mail. And do you know Carol? Is that why you're laughing, Dirty Dan?
No, because
have you heard
I'm a child, and every time I hear the name Carol, all I can think of is the Carol Baskin song.
Oh, okay. Do you want to sing that for us right now? Please sing that for us.
No.
Who on the live
Carol
wants
Baskin
Dirty Dan to sing the Carol Baskin song? Type in right now if you want Dirty Dan to sing the Carol Baskin song. Dirty Dan, you're going to have to sing it. You open the door up to that, my friend.
No, Goose, you just need to read your story.
Come on, man. Come on. No, I'm not reading the story. I'm giving facts from the story. Come on, Dirty Dan. Come on, tell us or sing it to us. Ears wide open. Everyone wants to hear it. Come on.
Everyone.
You know what?
They're all over TikTok too.
You know it will make
sucks for them
people on the
Carol Baskin killed her husband.
Come on, Dirty Dan. Whacked him. Come on.
Oh, you're no fun this morning. Just read your story,
man.
Goose.
But anyway, Carol Hoover of New York recently went to her post office box and she checked the mail and she got a postcard from her mother dated August 1960. It was addressed to her. Her mom died in the early 2000s. She took this postcard to the post office. They had no explanation how the postcard was delivered. Okay. So she talked to some of her family members. She had some cousins. She had some aunts that had received postcards from her mother as well. And this story just came out this week. There's an interesting fact. There was a cousin that used to live at an address in the 1960s who no longer lives there. But the postcard went to that address. And the people that live there now knew how to get in contact with her, and she got it. But the post office has no explanation how these are being delivered, who delivered them, or where they came from. Could this prove that time travel exists? Dirty Dan, what's your thoughts?
They snacking. What's happening? Carol Baskin. All right, that's all you're getting.
You're a tease.
We've had other instances, and we've shared other stories with similar things happening. And for one, never ever try and get any answer or clue or indication of why something happens in the United States Postal Service, because USPS, I hope you're listening, you fucking suck. You know, I can't mail shit across town and expect it in any less time than 4.5 months. Can't mail shit from 600 miles away and get it within a year. They're terrible. They're a joke. They're worse than FedEx and UPS combined. Anyway, that's my rant. I feel like I don't necessarily know that instance I would call time travel as much as a portal. Like, did she cross over and then come back, like walked right into another time or dimension? And I understand it's time traveling or time shifting, whatever, but like, that to me isn't time traveling, because it's not like she went to her mailbox and traveled back in time 50 years for a purpose and spent time there.
But did the letter time travel?
Can inanimate objects time travel without the aid of human intervention?
Maybe it wasn't human intervention, but if she had passed on and that was her spirit trying to communicate with her daughter and left a note and found the piece of mail and put it in her mailbox or got it sent that way, absolutely. Because once you tap into that realm, right? Like, time doesn't exist. First of all, time doesn't exist. And then once you get into that other frequency, that different energy, shit's super fucking different. Yeah, just like the lake house. I remember that movie. The mailbox was the portal. The mailbox was the portal. And also, like, it makes me think of Interstellar too. Like, he was in another dimension and he could see his daughter and he was pushing the books off the shelf to send her a message, right? But he was in a completely different time.
Well, he's in a different dimension.
You know,
which time is dimension.
When I first heard that story, I went to check to make sure it's real. And if anybody wants to do any research or investigating on their own, just search Carol Hoover mail, and it will come up. And there was like three, maybe 4 different stations from New York State that did a story on this. And I think this is a great mystery. It's a heartwarming sentiment, and I love the way that DirtyDan tied in to my portal story and tied this in at the end of it. Great job.
I mean, that's truly what I've been starting to lean more towards. It doesn't, like, to me, time traveling is almost like the Ghost of Christmas Past, Ebenezer Scrooge,
right?
Like, going back through and doing that, and, you know, being careful to
not step on a butterfly,
right? To not intervene in any way possible, unless, you know, that's the mission or the goal. But as going through a portal or like a looking glass, like you're on the outside looking in, or whatever other cliche thing you want to say with that, like, you're not necessarily going to time travel. You can, but it's a different purpose. And you go a different way than just time hopping.
So I have a question for you then, DirtyDan.
Okay.
Because I know that there's like different conceptions of time travel, right? Like, you have like the Stewie Griffin version of time travel where you get in the machine and the lights happen and like you're in like a different time, and you have the return pad, right? And then you have what you were talking about, right, with Scrooge going back in time and kind of like through a looking glass. But I think that, so time, right? The density of time is controlled by our thoughts. So are we not always time traveling? Because the present is right now and everything is happening simultaneously, right? Like, the past, the present, and the future is all happening at once, because there's these multiple different dimensions and storylines going on all at the same time, right? Like your future self already exists. Like that person already exists. And there's branches off of that for different things that have happened in your life. So when something, that's why staying present is so important. When something happens and it jogs that, it hits that energy source, right? That stored energy that you have from a past event, and you get sent right back in there, right? Like you remember all that stuff. All of those emotions come back up. Like you can see it fucking playing out in your head. Is that not also a version of time travel?
Well, for me, that would be more post-traumatic stress, but that's...
Yeah, but it could be good or bad.
I think she's right there.
I don't necessarily know, because I don't know an answer for that, because I haven't looked at it that way. So I can't give you an answer to that.
Something to ponder for you then.
Yes, food for thought.
Can you pull up that last comment that beautifully Tom made there? And
so she said, I'm so nosy. I'm looking at the postcard. And the postcard has a company and a country in the upper left-hand corner, and it's not New York. And the stamp has the Queen with Canada at the bottom. Call me Cameron San Diego. Now I'm intrigued. And the stamp North Texas. So many things. I like this story. All right, Shipmess, well, keep us posted on that. I'm sure we'll see a TikTok, so tag us in it.
Yeah, I actually noticed the things that she's pointed out as well. I actually noticed that. And that is also, again, why I put it in with the portal story, because what if, in wherever this came from, that does exist in that world or multiverse or dimension, whatever you want to call it. So, but great job on catch like that. Dirty Dan, what did you have for us this week, my friend?
So I wanted to talk about and ask another question based on a story. Headline came out on the 10th. Says Russian scientists decipher extraterrestrial messages and discover a warning to humanity.
Now, I have not heard about this. I'm very intrigued. Please share.
So I want to read a couple facts about it. And they've got two keys they've discovered after 15 years of this research. They've called them analog and digital. And with these keys, they allegedly can decipher the mysterious crop circles and other extraterrestrial pictograms on stones, which is including but not limited to Stonehenge, the Avebury stone circles in England, the Nazca lines in Peru, the pyramids of Chichen Itza in Mexico, and the statues of Easter Island. Yes.
I was going to say we had an issue for a second. My internet glitched. It stopped the stream, so hold on 1 second.
Okay.
I don't know why it just did
Goose,
that.
did you hear me the whole time?
Yeah.
We heard you. Yeah, we heard you. It just stopped the recording, so just hang on 1 second. Okay, there we go. It's back now. Sorry about that.
Do you want me to repeat anything, babes?
Queen and...
Queen, babes, whatever. You call me names too.
Dirty Dan. Just recap it really quick, because I lost like all my stats, everything. Everybody was in the comments like, it just restarted. Look at, I got the element saying that it refresh. Just go ahead.
Take it away, Dirty Dan.
Sorry.
Okay. So nothing really to recap since I only read one thing about it. After 15 years of research, they have discovered what they call two keys, which are analog and digital. This is how they are deciphering the mysterious crop circles and extraterrestrial pictograms on stones. And that's including but not limited to Stonehenge, Avebury stone circles in England, the Nazca lines in Peru, the pyramids of Chichen Itza in Mexico, and the statues on Easter Island. Yes, Easter Island. All those places, we all know, bear specific pictographs, which are allegedly of extraterrestrial origins. And researchers are providing humanity in advance with important information on the development of human consciousness. They go on to say that after going through and deciphering many hundreds of these pictograms, they created their own dictionary with over 250 symbols with definitions next to them, basically. And the message is that it's it's warning us of a cataclysmic event that is going to be coming. And if an uninformed civilization has no way to master the transition of consciousness, then we will not survive this catastrophe. So,
that's the ascension to 5D, right?
well, I'm just letting you know that 2 Russian scientists have deciphered this. So spool down, Turbo. Let me get through this. I got 2 more points and then I have a question. So just take your little nugget and hold on to it for a second.
Take your nugget.
Don't
flush it just yet.
Don't flush it just yet. Don't swallow it. Don't chew it. Don't do it. Just hold it.
Oh.
Hold it on your tongue. Just hold it. They are stating that the pictograms have declared a point in our historical evaluation where the symbolic final exam for humanity is about to proceed and transition to a higher and finer level of existence. Where'd she go?
She's right there.
Okay. Did you hear that last part I said? Okay. So, they are claiming that in these messages, it is pointing on how to do a mental metamorphosis connection with an ascent. With that being said, what kind of great changes do you think can come from that we can reintegrate into this galactic community of progressive extraterrestrial connectivity by our consciousness?
Well, number one, if it's true, if Russia scientists did decode the alien message, it opens up a lot of doors. People claim that we don't use a large portion of our brain, and that we do have the ability for what is it? Where I can't think of what it's called. Where I think of something and I'm talking to you in my head, and you think of it. Yes. And some people have even claimed that if you spot someone that has characteristics of somebody that's not really human, they claim that if you are close enough to this person and you think in your head, I know you're an alien. I know you're an alien. I know you're an alien twice, that person will turn around and look at you. I have heard that.
Oh my God, Bloody Mary in the mirror.
Bloody Mary.
I have actually done that. That don't work. All the 5D, 3D, 4D, all that stuff. I think when something new like that comes out, you do have people get sick from it first. I think it causes harms. I think it harms us. I would have to do, I did research all that stuff a few years ago. I'd have to do some more research on that. If they honestly did decode this, I think they would have shared that with other scientists around the world, and it would be big news. I don't believe anything that Russia says. That's my thoughts. Hope I didn't bust your bubble, Dirty Dan. I love you in a non-gay way.
I don't think Russia's the enemy. And I think if we go back to what Nikola Tesla said, right? If you think of the universe in terms of energy, frequency, and vibrations, everything has an energy that is operating at a vibration, right? And its own frequency, and you can tap into these different frequencies. That's how telepathy works. That's how telekinesis happens. That's how you can control so many things in this reality that we have been taught and programmed that we can't control, and they just are. It's not true. So when you start talking about these how do you say that? Oh my God, I'm struggling. What is the word?
Cataclysms.
Thank you.
cataclysms.
I think they're talking about the solar flares. I think they're talking about the DNA upgrades. And I think that they're talking about the fact that there's going to be harm that comes because not everybody is going to be ready and able to accept and endure that frequency because they haven't been practicing with raising their vibration to that frequency level that's about to hit us, which then also ties in the 5G bullshit, right? Because they keep trying to keep us at this lower frequency.
So I agree with you there, but from a different point of view. And the article talked about how scientific this, scientific that, scientific everything. And I feel as though if they are trying to go with that, they've decoded it and this what this means, and anyone's going to try and lead a mass of people to do it, it's not going to work because it's a spiritual path. It's not a scientific path. Go ahead before you
because
lose
in order to get out, in order for this to work with the collective and the raising of consciousness, you have to do it for yourself. You have to go in order to get out. And having a leader come through and say, oh, well, you have to do this and you have to do these, this, and this, and this. It's not going to do shit until you want to do it for yourself, right? Until you want to better yourself, for the greater good of humanity, for the highest intent. When it's out of that intention, out of that pure intention, then it ripples out. And that's how we're in the position that we're in now. And I think that we're seeing more and more and more of this happening. I know I do because I'm involved in it every single day. I see more people come into Telegram. I see more people having those open-minded conversations. I see people that were afraid to say something before are now speaking up and coming forward about that, right? Like, hey, like I have questions about this. Like I want to get into this, or hey, my views kind of changed on this, right? And I think that we all collectively need to open up that space for people and remove the previous judgments on them. Like, yeah, you might have thought about this before, but if you guys are in agreement now, like, great. How can we work together? Let's talk fucking solutions. Shit mess, as far as your comment with telekinesis, maybe about how the pyramids were built, yes and no. I think that, but I also think that they had a way to manipulate frequency, and they would zap it with certain frequency that would allow it to levitate, just like somatics, right? Not semantics, somatics, where they put like the salt on a disc, right? And they play sound, and it turns into these beautiful patterns that look like mandalas, because everything is energy and everything has a pattern, and it all taps back into sacred geometry.
Well, sand on stone beds do the same thing too. Mm-hmm. And that's really neat to watch. So
I think that the message is valid, but I think it's going to be hijacked and misinterpreted the wrong way.
Right,
and used negatively.
So with my question of how we're gonna reintegrate it into a galactic community, I don't think that if we follow this, I don't think that we're going to advance. I think we're just going to continue to regress.
I think that there's a difference between advancement and regression. Advancement in technology, no. Advancement in coming together as a community, yes. Advancement as far as tapping into our natural powers, yes. I think the regression that you're talking about is going to be stepping away from that societal norm. I think the regression that you're going to
see I'm talking strictly on based off their scientific value, not my disagreements with that, not the spiritual side. I'm talking scientific.
Oh, the regression in the scientific community. Yes, then I 100% agree with you. I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
No, because that was my question. Like, based off this story and following it a scientific route, we can't. To answer my question, I don't think we can reintegrate it into, or reintegrate ourselves into that transition or that community if it were to come. I like I said, I think we'd regress and we'd start the outcast banishment all over again.
Do you guys need to take a break, or are you good to keep going?
I need a break.
Okay. We are going to take a break. You will hear some news, and we'll come back in segment 3, have the question of the week responses. Rebecca will have us a new question of the week, and we'll close everything out. You're listening to Here to Chew Bubblegum. We'll be back in just a moment. What are you, 5-10 minutes?
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good. me, Dirty Dan, and Rebecca. We are back. Dirty Dan, what is the expression on your face right now? Can you explain it to me? You look like a child that has been scolded.
I was just sitting here, and then all of a sudden, everybody popped back up mid-conversation, and I have no idea what's being said.
Well, I actually thought that I was going to be a little bit late and had a little bit trouble getting back in the studio. I accidentally locked myself out, but I'm back in.
I was wondering where you were.
Yeah, I had to run and get a different key, but we are back. We are ready to go. So before we reveal the new question of the week, we're going to read some responses. Oh, and she's got it wrote down on a beautiful pink sticky note. Last week's question of the week was, do you think any upcoming world events will reshape the way we live our day-to-day life within the next 6 months? And Rebecca, we will start out with you. And before we do that, I will tell you that the responses we are reading are from a message board called Paranomalous.com, TikTok, and some messages that was sent in to the show phone answering the question of the week. So, Rebecca, take it away.
All right. So we have, is that number 7?
Number 7.
Number 7. Okay. The effects of gas prices over the next few months is potentially scary. What's going to happen when they have to increase or double the prices of everything? Are they going to double our salaries? The scary thing is, if and when it happens, it can possibly create a chain reaction that brings society to its knees. What if tons and tons of products cost way more to ship, like up to several times than their actual value? So are we answering these questions? Like, are we responding to these?
Well, yeah. You can definitely respond to it.
So I think that this is what I'm talking about. This is what needs to happen for the downfall of the system. The downfall of the system needs to happen across the board. It needs to crumble, right? Because Phoenix are reborn from ashes. Severe forest fires produce some of the most luscious greens after it comes back to life, right? Like lotus flowers grow out of the muddiest, dirtiest water. So this needs to happen. And destruction is super loud. Negativity is always louder. But what it's going to do is it's going to force people to be more resourceful. It's going to force people to be healthier. It's going to force people to grow their own things, to find their own resources, and not be so dependent on the government.
Agree. Dirty Dan, what do you think? Shaking his head yes again.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Dirty Dan, the next few are yours there. They're from TikTok. I have one from TikTok and then one that was sent in. So
we have Amber Cole 7.0 saying, nope, I'm going to still live the same way I'm living. And we have Stanky J 057, which I have no idea what this is. WEF vote happens May 22nd. That's a good topic.
I actually think that he meant like we vote or whatever happens May 22nd. Actually, where I'm going to be out of town, I actually voted earlier in the week. So, and tomorrow I get to have dinner with 2 of my best friends, and I will be down in their neck of the woods for the week. So hopefully, like Wednesday maybe or Thursday, I can actually go out to Short Farms and get a tour. I will be in my Cookie Mobile vehicle. So we could maybe do some videos or TikToks or something to that effect if you're all up for it.
Yes.
Well, the Cookie Mobile vehicle is a 4-wheel drive, yes?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It
But
is a truck.
please, kids. Hello. Hi. Owner of Short Farms here.
Yes.
You're not destroying my hayfields.
Why?
You're allowed to go down the laneway and back, and that's it.
Okay. Well, what if I want to come on your property? In the
you can go down the laneway and that's it. You're not allowed to run through the hayfields.
Wow. Now see, you have just busted my bubble. So
well, Goose, you can see where the Short Farms truck did a couple whoop-de-doos in the front.
Oh, okay. So you're the reason that I can't do that in the hayfields, correct?
No, I didn't do it in the hayfields.
You can do it in the front lawn. I don't give a fuck about that. You're just not ruining my cut of hay.
No frolicking for Goose. See. I don't know.
His wings.
Ship Mess had a good point. The stock market crash of 1929. So 100 years, so 100 years from then, 2029. That is a random thought. That is a very good thought.
It's
because
the
it
World
seems,
Economic Forum.
it seems like everything happens 100 years apart. Let's see. From TikTok, at MaryPool8 says, I think we're going to.
That's Amy.
It's Maypole.
It's Amy.
Okay. Maypool. Sorry. Amy says, I think we are going to reshape things. I'm not sure they will succeed this time. Poison Apple commented and said, do you think any upcoming world event will reshape the way we live our day-to-day life within the next 6 months? In the next 6 months, it's hard to say, but after 2020, anything's possible. If gas prices keep rising, the cost of just about everything else will rise along with it. That's definitely going to impact our day-to-day living, but to what extreme is yet to be seen. You've also got to look at what's causing gas prices to climb. It's really the conflict in Ukraine, or is it just today's excuse? Any world event leaves a lot of wiggle room. The possibilities are endless. And the last one is for Rebecca.
So I do agree with that one from, who's it, Poison Apple. I do agree. It's just today's excuse, right? This is just the reason that we're going to give you today so that you don't really know what's happening over here. But the problem is we do know what's happening over here, right? Not that it's a distraction, but we see the distraction that you're trying to create. We're not going to fall for it. And there is definitely a lot of wiggle room. I agree with you on that. And they're getting desperate. They're trying to throw all their cards down to keep us in fear, to keep us in that low vibrational state so that we're easier to manipulate and control, right? Because how are they going to be able to push their agenda? Fear and propaganda. Exactly. So this is from Wind 7. What is it with the sevens today? Sevens. I heard that the rising cost of fuel were also due to the pesky COVID-19 pandemic, which kept a great many people from traveling using fuel. But I think it's for varied reasons.
I totally agree. And, you know, fuel is a lot. That's on people's minds a lot. And I can understand that. I don't know when we will have the next game. And we have talked about this before. But what about the next game that we have? The winner gets a Here to Chew Bubblegum shirt and $100 gift card that they can use to get gas or whatever they need.
Fuck, can I play then? Because
no, you cannot. No, you cannot. But, you know, when we do have the next game, hopefully within the next month, the winner will get a shirt and a $100 gift card. And the gift card will be like, I'll pick up one of the like prepaid cards. But and if there's a fee to activate it, I will make sure to cover that by money order or something, so you actually get the $100.
Well, that's very nice, Goose.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Dirty Dan, you cannot play.
Dirty Dan can't play.
I do want to, before we start closing things out, I do want to thank Firewater for the awesome shirt that he sent me. I made a TikTok video of that. You can find that on the Chew Bubblegum TikTok page. I wore it Friday, and I didn't have time to wash it, or I would have it on today. But it's an awesome picture. It's got Roddy Piper. I've come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum. I love it. Also, if you're cruising TikTok, and there's a guy from Maine, and his name is Fred Bryant, and his handle is at Fred Bryant 4. He's a special guy, and you can watch him, realize what I mean, but show Fred some love, because Fred has days of depression, and he needs to hear, you know, some stuff. And again, that TikToker is at Fred Bryant, Bryant 4. Good deal. Show Fred some love. Don't forget, I want to mention to you, always be sure to check out upcoming episodes of Mingo Moments, Cooking with Dirty Dan, and The Shipwreck Show. Dirty Dan, it's your turn, my friend.
Well, so before I continue, Goose, I just wanted to I have a question for you.
Okay.
And then a statement. So I asked Rebecca this last night, and I had to explain it to her, so it kind of died there. But
wait. before you make this statement, ask me the question. You're not trying to draw me into some argument that you two have got going on, are you?
No, it's,
no.
We don't we don't really argue anymore. When we do, it's short-lived and we find a solution. But no, he had to explain the joke to me, so it's not funny once you have to explain it.
Okay.
You know why Will Smith slapped Chris Rock with an open hand, right?
Why?
Because paper always beats rock.
Oh, you do know, Dirty Dan, that there's only one state that starts with K, and that's Kentucky.
What about Kansas?
Can you fit this dick in your mouth? And my middle-aged daughter told me that joke the other day.
So,
she's a junior in high school. So
last night I thought it was weird that Rebecca asked me to pick 6 cans of Sprite up at the grocery store because she doesn't drink soda. But when I got home, she said I picked 7 up.
Thank you very much, Ship Mess. Goose wins with the comment of the day. LOL. And
we're done.
yes, you can definitely be scorekeeper. And before you do start your stuff, Dirty Dan, I skipped ahead. What is the question of the week for next week, Rebecca?
What do you think humanity's most positive trait is?
Oh, I love that.
That's a damn good one.
That is very good. What do you think humanity's most positive trait is? Sounds good. All right, Dirty Dan, take it away, my friend.
All right. So as always, guys, be sure you go over and show some friends of the show some love. Check out carbon-capture-shield.com. Our very own DJ Nikki is the founder and head of that. Go out, see their message, join the movement, try and help bring this world back from a crazy place. Go support our friends over at Till Valhalla Project. Spread the message, spread the word, spread the awareness. You never know when you can change someone's life by a simple smile. And do not forget to go check out everything that they're doing and the closure they're bringing via YouTube, Adventures with Purpose, or you can go check out their website, adventureswithpurpose.com.
I want to say special thanks to Carlin for all the voiceover work, and be sure to check out friends of our shows that have their own shows. I'm talking about CK and Uncle Bill over deadpit.com. Talk Junkie with Justin Perkins, Jordan Brad of Down the Holler, Seth Ambergy of Seth's Daily Podcast, Elliot, Gertie, and Beagle over at SpookyFamilyPodcast.com.
I would just like to apologize for Goose's teeth being out of order.
Sorry, they actually fell. I need to put some more Durabond in them. The Mountain Mysteries podcast with Chris Sloan. And if you're a fan of Cronkite, be sure to check him, Snowman and Large Marge, out over at Paranormal Trucker on YouTube. And don't forget about the Paranormal Podcast with John Marshall, which you can see live every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. If you want to awaken more, always check out the lovely Rebecca Short on TikTok.
Hey, Goose.
Twitch. Yes, sir.
What about Retro Cult?
And Retro Cult as well. So
with Justin Perkins also.
There you go. Thank you guys very much. Thank you everyone for tuning in, for watching the live. That'll do it for this week. We'll see you next week. And until then, so long for now.
Maybe I'm not leaving. Maybe I'm just going home.
Flocker out.
Thanks for listening to Here to Chew Bubblegum. Tune in next time as we dive deeper into things the government doesn't want us to know.